The Who, My Generation. This will start off with just a 2-chord change here, the intro, and it's strumming wise pretty simple. We're just kind of going right along with the beat. Okay, so it's just going to be like a 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. All right, and it'll start with a G chord, and you can just kind of focus on like the bottom 4 strings of this. Just okay, and like I said, just strum it 4 times right along with the beat. Okay, now we shift down to a F, and you could just do kind of like an F power chord here, F5. Okay, so first fret E, 3 3 on the A and D. Same strumming with this. Okay, and now essentially we just repeat that whole thing twice. Go back to the G for 4, to the F. Okay, pretty simple intro. All right, and we get into the verse here, and this will be good for the first and second verse. And it starts, kind of the same as the first half of the intro. We're going to go through that G chord again the same way, and the F again. But now once we get to the G chord again, we just hit it once, and we let it rest for the remainder of that measure and the next one. Okay, so. All right, and we'll repeat this whole thing 4 times. Okay, we get into this chorus, and we'll add some elements here. And for this, I kind of fret the, it'll get into the G chord, and I fret it a little bit different. Instead of this style, I'll go like this, where I've got the ring finger on the top, then the middle on the A, and just so I have this index ready to do some stuff that I need it to. Okay, so we just do a couple strums on that bottom half of the G chord. Okay, and now we're going to play around with like the G and the B string here. We hit them both open, and then first fret on the B with the open G, hit it a couple times. All right, and the next measure, just hit them both open. Okay, so it'd be something like, okay, something like that. And it can have, a fairly loose feel. It doesn't have to be like super specific with it. Okay, and then we'll do it again for the last half of it. Okay, but once we get to that first fret that we're doing on the B string there, now we can come up with the pinky and add a 3rd fret on the B with the open G, and then just scale it back down to the first and then open. So it'd be something like, okay, so it's almost kind of following like how like the backup vocal sounds when he's talking about My Generation. It's like, all right, so just those 4 measures will be the first chorus, and just put them all together for you. All right, and now we get into this bass solo / guitar solo where they're just kind of like trading off. Pretty cool section. So the bass will start by doing a couple measures. So we're just resting right there. And once the guitar comes in, it kind of starts like it's doing its normal deal with the G chord. But we're going to take the ring finger here, and we're going to bend a 3rd fret on the G when we hit our G chord. Okay, just to give it kind of a funky vibe here. So, okay, and then pull off to open. All right, and then strum it again. Make sure we're hitting the open D with that too. Come down on the 3rd fret of the D for the second measure of the guitar part. Okay. And then just hit a few open strums. Okay, so be something like this. Okay, just that type of vibe. All right, and then we'll go rest another couple measures while the bass goes again. And now we'll hit the G again, hit it fuller now, all the way down to the B string, because we're going to be adding some of those chorus type elements, on the B string. And essentially we'll just strum it a couple times here, and then get into it again, and we're going to add on the B string a 1st fret, 3rd fret, okay, back to 1st, and then a couple of open DGB strums. Okay, so just kind of following that second half of what we did in the chorus, really. All right, rest a couple measures for the bass. All right, and now once we come in here, we're going to get more into like some more classic soloing style now. We're going to come up to like 5 on the B and G, bend it, release it, and then go to 3s on the B and G. Okay, and the next measure, basically just do that again, but finish it with a 5 on the D. Okay, so. Okay, rest a couple measures for the bass. All right, now we'll get into like the last half of the solo here, and we'll come up a little higher now. Come up to the 7 on the B, hammer on to 9, hit the 7 on the E. Okay, hit the 7 again on the E, back to 7B. Okay, we come down to 5 on the G, and we're going to bend that while doing 6 on the B. Okay, couple times, bend that. Okay, hit it and release it to 3s on the B and G. Okay, go 5, 3, 5 on the D. Okay, so like put those two measures together for you. All right, and then do this third measure now. We'll hit 3s on the B and G, and then we're going to do a quick pull off from 5, 3 open on the G. Now we're going to get into this stretch here where we're doing finishing that measure and then doing a few other measures of just, okay, you can get pretty improvisational here with bending on the 5 of the G while doing the 6 on the B. Just hit them both, you know, bend them, pick through them a little bit, release it, and then you can even come up here and add an 8 on the B while bending. Okay, it's just kind of a loose vibe of just bending around with that little shape, you know, adding a little bit, picking a little different, just for a few measures. Alright, and then basically we finish the whole solo by hitting the middle of an A bar chord, because it's going to be a key shift into the next section. Okay, so just 7D, 6G, 5B. So just to put that last half of this section here in there. Okay, third verse. Like I said, it'll be a key shift. So now we're up to the A, and you can just do this here at the open A. All right, and it's the same style as the previous verse and all that. We're just in a new chord. So just 4 times on this. Then back to the G 4 times, and then finish on the A for a couple measures. Alright, just repeat that 4 times. Okay, third chorus, we're going to, like I said, be at this open A, which will make it easier for us, because we're going to do the couple strums on that. But now we're going to hammer on the B from that 2 to a 3, and that'll make it like a suspended 4. Okay, and we'll do a couple strums with that 3 on there. And just back to the normal A. Alright, and just repeat those 2 measures 4 times. Alright, but then the thing with this chorus is that after we get through that 4 times, now we're going to key shift again. At the end of it, where we just do A sharp. So essentially, we just come up 1 fret here. Okay, 1 on the A, 3, 3, 3 on the D, G, B. Strum it the same way. Okay, and this is more like the verse style. All right, and then we go from the A sharp, and then we go to a G sharp. So you can play that up here with the 4 E, 6 and 6 on the A and D. 4 strums. All right, and then we're going to repeat that twice. Alright, and then that would lead us right into the last verse. Okay, so just continuing on, we're still at that A sharp. We're going between that and the G sharp here on the 4th fret of the E, and then just come back to the A sharp and let it rest. So, all right, and we'll go through that twice, because for some reason after it goes through it twice, he just goes straight to what would normally be like the chorus for it, but he just kind of said heck with it, I'm doing it during the verse. Okay, so we'll be here at the 3s, kind of the same way we did that last chorus, but just up a fret. Okay, so we're at the 3s on the D, G, B, and we're doing a few strums on it. Okay, and then we just add that 4th fret on the B now to make it the A sharp suspended 4, and then strum on that a few times, and then we'll just bring it back. Okay, and just go through that progression twice. All right, and like I said, that last verse basically ended how the chorus goes for this, so we're just continuing on. We're just doing it 4 more times. Okay, with those 3s to the 4 on the B and then back. Okay. All right, and the outro will be the very last key shift, and it's going to jump all the way up to C. And with this, I like to bring it all the way up to this high bar chord here at the 8th fret. Okay, that version of the C. Okay, because this, it's going to be bounced between this and a F, a higher voiced F. Okay, so we're going to hit this for the measure, and then just drop down a set. So we're 8 on the A, 10s on the D, G, B. Hit that one measure. Okay, and we're just going to bounce between those 2 chords 4 times. Alright, and this outro, it's like really loose and everything's kind of getting chaotic and, crazy and feedback and all that stuff. So you can take it as crazy as you want to go. But this is essentially what's going on. We're just jumping between that C and the F 4 times. And then towards the end, it'll kind of do more of like a hitting the C. But then it'll start the next measure with the C again and then split it with the F chord. So it'll be like... Like I said, it just gets a little loose and like wild at the end, so any variations of these C's to F's I'm sure will sound like cool, just as long as you're getting like crazy and chaotic with it. Thanks for checking out the video, everybody. Like it, share it, leave a comment. It's always good to hear from you. Do me a favor and hit the subscription button. I put out a video pretty frequent, so you don't want to miss out on that. Check out the links in the description box below. I have really cool links for tablature books, all the gear I use, t-shirts, fun stuff like that. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.